Hello and welcome. You are at the right place to birth your dreams. This is Tiffany Jo Baker, helping you navigate the road and relationships well while trying to conceive. Hello and welcome to another episode of helping you thrive through infertility and birth your dreams. My name is Tiffany Jo Baker. I'm a 3-time surrogate and a couples, life, and fertility support coach. Today, I want to talk to you about tracking your cycles and knowing your season. This message is going to give you some direction, some hope, some purpose, and knowing that you're making the right decisions at the right time so the right things can happen. This is also a message, a faith message, a message for those who believe in God or who are open to being led by God. So I want to talk to you about seasons and cycles. We know that the concept of time is totally different for God, right, than it is for us. A day is like 1,000 to him, and 1,000 years is like a day to us. I don't know. It's just the concept of time is different for God. He's always has been, always will be, right? He directs more, not from a concept of time, but from a concept of timing. Throughout his word, you'll hear about cycles, seasons, things like morning and night. He attributed 24 hours to a day. Certain months have certain days. Months add up to years. And those all work with the cycles and the turns and the twists of the universe to come together into this beautiful world and universe. So he directs through a system of timing that's more based on rhythms, cycles, and seasons. Now, as women who are trying to conceive, we know a lot about cycles, right? Sometimes they're our friend, sometimes they're not. But it's important to know what the cycle's rhythm and season is for us. And so I want to talk a little bit more about that today. God has a specific season for specific things for us, right? So we just got done with winter. And wherever you're from and where I'm from, winter is probably known as being a dark and cold time of year. And I know for a lot of you who are trying to conceive and dealing with infertility and loss, winter was a dark and cold and lonely season for you. I heard so much about people who found out new medical diagnosis, who lost babies and pregnancies, who had failed cycles. It was a hard season. But we're now in the springtime. And springtime is characterized by regrowth, rejuvenation, resurrection, and renewal. It's a time of blossom and bloom. And the whole earth who is in the springtime knows that. And it works accordingly. The sun and the moon work with it. The rain works with it. The temperature works with it. The circles and the twists and turns work with it. I don't even know how it all works, but it's works, and that's how it's set up. So at the beginning of every year, my husband and I, Brian, we set aside some time to pray and to fast and really to ask the Lord what this year is going to be for us as individuals and us as a family, and get a word from him so that we can go forward into this next season knowing what our focus is, knowing what is coming, and knowing how to reframe and interpret what happens throughout that year. So, for example, last year was a season of preparation for me. So I intentionally made the decisions to hire coaches, to be coached, to research, to read, to prepare, to learn, to grow, because that's what I knew my season was. And so I took it seriously and I did what I needed to do. I also learned throughout that season of preparation that the things that happened during that season were preparing me for my future. So that's what knowing your season can do. It can give you clarity. It can give you focus. It will help you make the best decisions at the right time so the right things can happen, because you'll be operating in your God-given season. There's a passage in the Bible that explains this beautifully. It says that there's a right time for everything. And it almost sounds like somebody dealing with infertility, or maybe a fertility specialist wrote it. So let me read it to you, and you can hear too about how there's a right time for things. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8 says, there's an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on the earth, a right time for birth and another for death, a right time to plant and another to reap, a right time to kill and another to heal, a right time to destroy and another to construct, a right time to cry and another to laugh, a right time to lament and another to cheer, a right time to make love and another to abstain, a right time to embrace and another to part, a right time to search and another to count your losses, a right time to hold on and another to let go, a right time to rip up and another to mend, a right time to shut up and another to speak up, a right time to love and another to hate, a right time to wage war and another to make peace. It's so important to know what the right time is for you. And that, in God's system of timing, is knowing what your season is. In the natural, we're in a new season. So I believe that this is a new season for you and for your family. And God, if He hasn't already, ask Him, and He will give you a word and a clarity and a focus. Maybe it's a season of rest. Maybe it's a season of fun between you and your husband and your family. Maybe it's a season of building your storehouses, your finances, so that you're ready to do whatever God has next for you in the season. Maybe it's a season of being open to the ways God might choose to lead you to build your family. Maybe it's a season of resting and trusting, which can be the hardest season. But whatever it is, when you know that it's from the Lord and it's His timing, you can rest in that. I want to read to you a quote from Bishop T.D. Jakes. He says, don't miss your season because you're worried about your situation. Don't miss your season because you're worried about your situation. That means don't let the circumstances around you keep you from focusing on what God has for you now and what He is using now to do to prepare for the next season. I hope this helped you know how to better make decisions, how to join with your spouse, how to improve your journey, and how to thrive through infertility. I'd love to hear what your season might be. So if you know, or if you have a question, comment below, like this video, and I hope to see you next week with another episode of helping you birth your dreams and thrive through infertility. Thanks so much, and God bless. Well, there you have it. It's another episode of learning how to thrive through infertility. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below so we can connect, and hit the bell so you can be notified of future episodes to help you thrive through infertility, birth your dreams, and navigate the road and relationships well while trying to conceive.